consider it, every life saved, you're not just saving a life, you're saving a family, and then you're saving generations. There was a mom who 2.5 years ago was on the sidewalk, and she encountered a sidewalk advocate named Sarah in Cincinnati, Ohio, and this mom chose life. Well, she recently texted Sarah and said, I would like to be a sidewalk advocate. And so she just came out to the sidewalk, and at the time that she came out, how providential is this? They were talking to a mom considering abortion, and this mom stepped in and said, I was where you were 2.5 years ago, and I want you to meet my daughter, Eve. And so these are things that I know Lauren Musica could have never orchestrated or done. I think so much of our journey here is just saying yes to the next right thing. Mm-hmm. And then, again, when we show up, God shows off.
Well, howdy, everyone, and welcome again to the Lauren Musica Show. I am so excited to bring you something a little different today. Last month, Sidewalk Advocates for Life celebrated its 12th anniversary. And I mean, again, wow, even as the founder, that's so hard for me to believe. A dozen years of training these amazing volunteers across the country and beyond to reach out to women in the darkest places in their communities, the local abortion facility. A dozen years of journeying with women, offering them life-affirming resources and opening their hearts and minds to the beauty of the lives they were carrying. A dozen years of saving preborn babies from abortion, nearly 26,000 so far. And a dozen years of helping abortion workers, eternal souls, to leave the industry and transition into life-affirming work. Again, to God the glory, great things he has done, and through all of you who pray for us or hit the sidewalk or give of your precious treasure to keep this life-saving mission going and growing. Last month, we celebrated this amazing anniversary, and our friend Teresa Tomeo invited me to come on her EWTN show, Catholic Connection, to share with her audience not only our milestones, but also the story of how we got started, our vision for the future, and the power of our mom, baby, God approach. So today, I'm delighted to share with you an excerpt from that great conversation with Teresa. And don't worry, we're including links to the full episode in the show notes. So without further ado, here's a snippet from Teresa's show.
Lauren is the president and CEO of Sidewalk Advocates for Life, an amazing organization. They're celebrating 12 years. Hey, girl, how are you?
I'm good, Teresa. Good to be back with you.
Always great to talk to you, and great to talk to you when we're not standing out in the cold, although this year wasn't too bad. The weather was okay. I was happy. From northern, the United States are 45 degrees. It was nice. I can't believe 12 years for you. Congratulations. Tell us about that.
Thank you. Yeah, it's hard to believe, 12 years. So I'm the founder. It makes me feel very old, right? But I mean, goodness, we have just seen the miraculous over the last 12 years, nearly 26,000 babies saved. I mean, really simply because people like you and me just decided to say yes to this, right? Mm-hmm. And they went to their darkest place, the darkest place in their local community, and offered those loving, life-affirming alternatives to women and men entering the abortion facility. We're also celebrating 110 eternal souls who have left the abortion business with the help and witness of a sidewalk advocate. And then I tell people it's a great business plan against the abortion industry. You help enough women, you're eliminating demand. You help enough workers, you're eliminating supply. And it is shutting abortion businesses. And so we're celebrating now 71 facility closures. So to God the glory for that. He has done great things and continues to do great things.
But 26,000 babies, Lauren? That's amazing.
Yeah. It's hard to get your mind around. And, one of the things that we did when we formed this organization, we said we're going to diligently, we're going to have a high standard for those statistics. And so these are women that actually accepted a referral to the local life-affirming pregnancy resource center. They abandoned their abortion appointment, or they otherwise let us know that they were choosing life. We even keep track of something called hopeful saves. And those are women who left to think about it, often armed with life-saving literature and a referral to the pregnancy center. So we're celebrating nearly 7,000 of those. But we're now at about 230 teams across the United States, Puerto Rico, Mexico City, and Colombia. And I just marvel every day at what God has done. Because, again, these are just salt-of-the-earth folks in our local communities, right? Right to life groups, churches, random groups of volunteers, the faithful who have said yes. And And what we provide is training, tools, and support, and we're there to serve them for the long haul until their abortion facility closes. And quite often, when they celebrate a closure, they say, on to the next one, right?
Yeah.
I think the other thing to mention, too, is, even here in post-Roe America, where we have a good number of states that protect life at conception, we still have abortion referral centers on the ground. And so our program even works there, where we establish a presence and we catch women before they've made that investment of time, energy, and money to go across state lines. And so we still have a presence in Texas, Tennessee, and other states where abortion is illegal, because we know that women are still leaving those states, those counties, the next nearest abortion facility, or otherwise are considering mail order abortion causing drugs, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Again, trying to get our minds around the numbers of babies that you've saved, 26,000 in 12 years. We just don't know what God has in store for each of those precious lives and how they could be. Of course, every person changes the world in his or her own way, but that's phenomenal, the number.
Yeah. I mean, when you consider it, every life saved, you're not just saving a life, you're saving a family, and then you're saving generations. Right? Like, I sometimes stop to consider that as well, that there's a ripple effect. And then there's so much more going on than we can even see. Like, one of the latest stories we just posted on our blog, there was a mom who 2.5 years ago was on the sidewalk, and she encountered a sidewalk advocate named Sarah in Cincinnati, Ohio. And this mom chose life and then kept in touch with the Cincinnati team. Well, she recently texted Sarah and said, "Are you guys still on the sidewalk?" And she said, "Absolutely." And she said, "Well, I would like to be a sidewalk advocate." And so she just came out to the sidewalk, and at the time that she came out, how providential is this? They were talking to a mom considering abortion. And this mom stepped in and said, "I was where you were 2.5 years ago, and I want you to meet my daughter, Eve." And so these are things that I know Laura Musica could have never orchestrated or done. I think so much of our journey here is just saying yes to the next right thing. Mm-hmm. And then, again, when we show up, God shows off, right?
Yeah. And
so many of these stories, and that's not the first time that has happened. We've even had former abortion workers who have come back to our groups and said, "You know what, I want to do this now because you completely transformed my life." And so, again, God is in the business of transformation, and we just have to keep saying yes.
Again, I had so much fun talking with Teresa about the anniversary, about everything that God is doing through Sidewalk Advocates for Life. And here's just a couple thoughts in closing. Anniversaries are so important in our lives. These are landmarks of projects begun, changes made, steps taken. Again, whether we're celebrating a birthday or wedding anniversary, marking the date we began a new job or achieved a particular success, or even remembering something more serious like a period of time in sobriety or the date of a loved one's passing. These milestones anchor us in the world around us, allow us to see how far we've come, and maybe even more importantly, helped us to discern how far we have to go to achieve the ultimate goal. Every April, Sidewalk Advocates for Life celebrates the anniversary of its founding. And every single year, I am stunned to consider the numbers that go along with the number of years of our existence. The thousands of sidewalk advocates trained, these amazing saints on the front lines, advocating and educating every single day. The dozens of abortion facilities permanently closed, in part because of the active, prayerful presence of sidewalk advocates. The dozens of abortion workers who have left the industry, thanks in great part to the loving outreach and encouragement of sidewalk advocates. And of course, the tens of thousands of babies, mothers, families saved from abortion. For me, the month of April is a time of profound gratitude as I look back on the thousands of people who have traveled along with me and our national team as we strive to build more teams of sidewalk advocates and save more families from abortion. It is a time of absolute awe as I consider all that God has done simply because of the yes we have given to the mission, a mission given to us from God. And it is a time of deep and sustaining hope as I look ahead to the time that no woman feels like abortion is the solution, that no preborn baby is at risk of being killed in the womb, and that no community hosts a facility that does such deep and lasting harm. We're getting there, one woman, one family, one community at a time. So thank you to everyone who has journeyed with us to yet another anniversary. And a special thanks to my friend Teresa Tomeo for inviting me on her show to talk about it. How fun. And of course, thank all of you for joining me today. We'll be back next Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central for another show. Have a great week, everyone.